Hello 2016 Julian. I'm you in the future in the year 2050. I'm talking to you as the CEO and Chief Engineer of the company Solar City. The reason why I'm making this video is to make you wary and ready for the future that is coming. So now first let's talk about my profession. I'm an engineer, as I've already told you, and most people are in 2050. Simple machines have taken over simple jobs, and now people more than ever have needed to become more creative and innovative to get a job in this world. And while this may sound like a really scary and bad thing, it's actually a really good thing. All the money we saved off of from human labor allowed us to recirculate money back into the criminal justice, government, and education system, allowing our generation and the generation after us to become the most educated, innovative that there has ever been in the US. So the type of engineer I've chosen to be in my world is a solar panel engineer at Solar City. Eventually I was able to move my way up the ranks and I became CEO and chief engineer. The reason why I chose this position is because sustainable energy has been on the rise, and fossil fuels and things like that have declined and caused our earth to be a very dirty place. Things like solar energy and hydroelectric energy have been on the rise. The reason why I chose to do solar energy is because I believe it's the most feasible for the state that our country is in today. So the reason why I'm making this video is to inform you about the good and the bad and make sure that you're prepared for the future. I'm gonna let you know what good things you're doing right now and how you can continue them, and what bad things you're doing right now and how you can work on them. So first off, do you remember Miss Walski's humanity class? Do you also remember how she made us do book logs on the Kindred reading we're doing? And finally, do you remember your favorite one, the poem you wrote about Dana and her interracial marriage and how it affected her in the past and present? In that project, you forced yourself to dive deep into Dana's feelings and experience what she was experiencing. That caused you to create very high quality work that you're very proud to call your own. That passionate work style helped get you through college and allowed you to get a degree in engineering. In 2050, this allows you to constantly put out high quality work that you're very proud to call your own. This passionate work leads you to a lot of success in the future. But even though those book logs you felt were high quality, they are also most of the time late. This is because of your poor time management. During class and even during weekends and weekdays, you constantly never made good use of your free time. This caused you to not only turn in late work in just humanities, but in a lot of your other classes. Because of this, your grades took a hit across the board, causing you to be an A- student. While these are good grades, you still stopped yourself from being the A+ student you know you can be. My suggestion to you is to stop thinking that you don't have enough time to do your work, because you do. You always have enough time to do your work. It's just a matter of whether or not you use that time wisely or not. Now let's talk about Dr. Hines' class. Remember all the notes you had to take for his class on science and physics concepts? Especially the ones on elements and Newton's laws of motion? And remember how you also always made sure to ask good questions and write them down in your notebooks? You could always ask him later so you can gain a deeper understanding of the things that you were learning. Well, those notes you took and conversations you had taught you how to be a passionate learner and yearn to gain a deeper understanding of all the concepts you were learning. This allowed you to always very thoroughly know what you were learning about, and this also allowed you to make things easier when you found something you loved and that you wanted to pursue, such as solar panel engineering. For example, in college you were learning about sustainable energy, and you wanted so badly to know more about what you were learning that you pursued the information, and you ended up finding a passion in solar energy and sustainable energy. But you weren't always a saint in his class either. Remember the Santa's Little Helpers project? And how you were fooling around by Adam's table and then you accidentally knocked the drill off the table and broke his drill bit? Do you also remember how he blamed everything that happened after that to his trebuchet, even after he completed constructing it after you, because Julian broke his drill bit? In 2050, I'm still happy to say that he still brings that up, but that's besides the fact. What I wanted to say is that when you work in those groups, you have to make sure you're focused and you stay on task. You have to make sure, especially when working in groups, you separate social time from work time. And I know it's hard being that you've known these people for 2 years and you've been with them every single class day, every week for the past 2 years. And you've become very close to them and you consider them family. But you still have to know when to separate serious time from fooling around time. Because as you can see, there's drastic effects. In 2050, efficiency is huge. Today, we need high quality work in short timelines. I've had to fire people before because of their inefficient use of time. The phrase "time is money" is as relevant as it's ever been. Those people were fired because every moment that they weren't using their work time efficiently was money in company resources that was going down the drain. So the moral of the story is keep social time separate from work time, and remember, time is money, so you need to work efficiently, especially in the year 2050. So now we come to Miss Carnes' class. Remember the chemistry and conflict project and the cyanotype thing that we had to do? Remember how you always made sure you met the requirements? Well, I wanted you to know that process that you used in 10th grade, making sure you meet those requirements, was a very good skill that you learned. In 2050, it's very imperative that to success that you meet those requirements, especially when you have to meet tough timelines. But that strength is also your weakness. Since all you did was reach those benchmarks, you never pushed yourself to make a product that you were really proud of and you knew that exceeded those requirements. Although in the year 2050, meeting deadlines is important, the quality of the work is also very, very important. Because what's work if it isn't quality, right? As you move forward, I strongly suggest you continue trying to meet those benchmarks, but also focus heavily on taking a step back and trying to see how you can exceed those benchmarks to create quality work that you're very proud of. And so the last and by far most important thing that I need you to continue doing if you want to gain happiness and success in the future is to continue writing in your engineer's notebook. Those proactive steps you took taught you how to love your work. Before, you used to think, how could anyone ever love working? But through those steps that you took, you showed yourself that you can love what you do. The reason why this skill is the most important is because once you were able to grow and become strong in it, it carried over into all the other things that you were not only strong in, but that you needed to work on. Being proactive and loving the work that you're doing allowed you to be focused and do quality work, and pursue deeper understanding of concepts, which in turn allowed you to meet all your deadlines. And the best part is all the success that you found in the proactive steps you took encouraged you to take more, which ultimately shaped the person you are and the position that you're in the year 2050. And now I understand why you may be unclear as to why I'm making this video for you, being that all this has already happened, right? So why would I need to tell you about it? The reason why I'm sending you this video is to reassure you of what you're doing wrong and right in the year 2016 and how those things affect you in the future. When I was your age, I never had this guidance. I felt lost trying to chase happiness and success, not riches, but success in a life on my own. The purpose of this video is to give you reassurance and direction. So now, as I leave you, I want to tell you to not be afraid of the future and don't try to live up to what's gonna happen, because it's gonna happen. All I ask is to do what you love and never chase money, only chase happiness and success, because those come in many different forms. Be happy, because life is too short to stress out about everything. See you in the future, buddy.